see you. There you are.
I don't know what the heck that was all about.
Neither do I, but it was crazy. I couldn't get the thing to start over on the other one. I was using the other software, and for some reason it just wouldn't pick it up. So I don't know.
I couldn't find anything that I could join.
Well, I don't know what happened to Chad.
Probably scared him away.
Well, what I was trying to use, there's another software that you can use through YouTube, and what's the name of it? And it's called Wirecast, and that's supposed to take care of all of those issues, or so it said. But for some reason, Google does a better job than that does, and I don't know what happened.
Well, you're not the first one to ever have trouble.
Oh, I know. It just bugs me that I try and try and try and.
Well, you can't get any better at it if you don't practice. So here we are.
Oh, I know. It's just if it's not one thing, it's another.
Now you know why that one person wanted you to run the Hangout.
Yeah, I got it. I don't know why it's so difficult, but it is. Let me see if I can get a hold of Chad on this side. I don't think I have him friended, so that's going to be interesting. Well, we had kind of a different evening this evening. We actually ran into an old friend of Lori's we actually went to dinner with them, and they have been living out of a van for the last few months. They're on their way up to Alaska to go. They're going to live up there for the summer.
Wow.
And that was kind of interesting to talk to them. And at first they were kind of reluctant to tell us that that's what they were doing. And then we're like, well, you know, we've been living out of an RV full time for the last year and a half. So that kind of led into more conversation.
So I have noticed one thing. It doesn't look like the chat section is on.
Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Oh, where is it? It was here a minute ago. Now it should be. Hello?
Now let me refresh it here. And
I like the headphones, by the way. I can do the same thing.
Oh, that way it keeps the echo out. I still not seeing a chat section on the side.
Okay, let me try. It says I can turn it on or turn it off.
Yeah, you probably want it on if you want to find out if anybody else is having issues or wants to come in.
I hit that. It's not doing anything. And that does that.
Plus, you're running two shows at the same time.
I actually shut everything else off.
Okay, because when I went to subscriptions right now, I see 1, 2, 3. I see 3 blinks. I'm not sure if I'm on the right one.
Well, down in the corner, it should. What I sent you was the event link, and that seemed to help out with that.
So when I pull up when I pull that up, which is what I should be able to see the chat.
Yeah, it should, and I don't know why it's off, because it's showing on my side because I typed in a box in the chat. It says group chat, and I typed in hello.
Huh. I just refreshed it too. It's not. It just hasn't come on. I don't know why. Just letting you know.
Ask your audience to submit questions. So maybe that'll fix it. Ah.
I'll refresh it and see.
Control.
And no questions off to the right-hand side. Oh, no text. It could be me.
I don't know. It's probably not. I don't want to share that.
Share, chat. Got 2 people on here. Showcase. Q&A. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? Did you go to your Hangout toolbox?
Yep.
It's mine. There we go. So by the time we get this figured out, we can have an 8 o'clock chat.
Yeah. Rub it in.
That's all right. Everybody gives you a hard time about it. Just, we're just trying to learn how to do this stuff. Oops.
You see that? It said hello? Evidently not.
Yeah, I see it on the screen.
Did it come up finally?
Playing around with. Don't know how to get rid of something now. Great.
I can't get Chad stuff to come up. Try and go over here again.
Huh. Oh.
So you've been a posting fool here lately. And I feel
What's
bad
that?
because I haven't done it. I said, you've been a posting fool lately, and I feel bad because I haven't done anything.
Well, that's because I'm actually doing a video every day.
Well, I wish I could say the same. But I've been a little busy with with life.
It has its drawbacks of having I got some this stuff. I tell you, I pushed my Hangout toolbox thing and I can't get it off the screen now. Really?
Oops. I'd say double press the push it a couple. If you push it a couple times, it'll toggle through the different selections. So if you hit it once, it'll knock it completely out. You touch it again, it'll bring up one.
There it goes.
There you go.
Wow, this is a stubborn piece of software.
But they need to make it a little easier for everybody to understand or everybody to figure out. I don't know why they do it that way, but that's
it's a shame
how
we
they
can't
do
get
it.
the text part turned on because I know people get kind of frustrated if they can't talk to us.
Well, I just put the event that I sent you, the link that I sent you, over to the couple of places that I posted it and see if that helps to get things over here. I just can't get a hold of Chad because I don't know. I don't have him anywhere. And I don't have a way of sending him a message, so to see if it's working. I mean, it says that we had one view on here.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's him or not.
So you'll probably hate me, but after I've kind of done some other stuff, but I've actually done a couple of the blabs, and they've been working good on our side now.
They were she was trying to get Cherry to come over, and I saw that on your page where she wanted to get hint, have Sherry come over and talk to the women's group.
Yeah, and that was a really good one. Can't remember the gal's name that runs that, but she's from Roaming RV or RV, yeah, Roaming RV and out of Canada. And
Yeah.
she does a really, really good, very focused, stays right on the topic. So I've tried to get to some of her hangouts, but I keep forgetting them because they're on Mondays at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, and see, Mondays at 4 o'clock, I'm still at work, so that doesn't do me a bit of good. 4 o'clock, yeah, I'd be just walking in the door, and that's hard to have. The last 4 weeks have not been fun to me, and then they called me and wanted me to go to work tonight, and I said no. I have covered shifts for the last 4 weeks, and I am not about to try and do that again. It's just.
Well, see, we got to do all that extra money, though.
Well, yeah, that could be handy, but I've already worked. I worked 4 weeks straight, and I had 1 day off. So if you can imagine, I'm pretty stressed. Was pretty bottomed out by the time that all came around.
Yeah. Yeah, we keep saying we're gonna move on, but we've been staying in Central Oregon because Sherry's had all those contract trips that she had to do. It's like as soon as she got back from the second one that she did, it's like, why don't we just stay here? Because she's gonna have to fly again, in 2 weeks. So we just stayed here at her folks, and so she's leaving tomorrow for a week to do be up near you. And then I think we'll head over to Seven Feathers.
Well, you can't beat that. You're right there with family too, so it's not like you're stretching things out a bit.
Oh, it's been great because I'm getting a lot of work done, a lot of videos done. We have a lot of things going on with RV Talk Radio, and so all will be revealed tomorrow, Monday. A couple of new things.
Yeah, and that series that I was telling you about, I have to get Lori sit down and we need to punch some of that out. We were gonna do that last weekend, but I ended up working as we were gonna go over to Spokane and see her family and try and punch that out, but it didn't work out. I ended up working, and it's just been, it's one thing after another. You know how life is. Either I'm well caught up on there for a while. I was a month and a half worth of videos parked in the queue ready to go, and now I don't have anything. And
yeah, I think I've got one video coming out that even Sherry goes, oh my God, that was an awesome video. So I think it comes out Wednesday. And it's something we did on Stillhead Falls. So it should be a humdinger. I'm hoping everybody likes it.
I've been enjoying your stuff. I watch it. I watch every single one of them.
This one's over the top. This is like even impressed me. I'm going, wow, did I actually do that? It's a good video. Wait till you see it. It's called Stillhead Falls, and it says bonus material on it. So wait till you see the bonus material.
Yeah, I felt like that about some of those videos, and we talked about this once before, where some of the ones that we thought were the over the top ones don't do very well, and the ones that you go, I didn't put any effort into it, are the ones that do the really well, and I don't ever understand that.
I know. Yeah, I got one coming up the ladder that surprised me. It was something Sherry and I did back in 2008, and for some reason it's gone nuts, and it's starting to come up on our top 10.
I know I really like that one where you've got the background and you talk about it's like a poem you read, and I was like, that just is so simple, it's so easy that it was just like that fits the lifestyle completely.
The 1 minute commercial thing I did?
Yeah, that's the one, and I really enjoyed that one.
I just there's no script. I had that really good B script background, and it came from Arizona, by the way. And I filmed that back in 2009. And it's so pretty with the little bugs and the dust kind of going around. I thought, I'm going to take that and I'm just going to say something like be an RVer type thing. And it was good for our, something to kind of the commercialized RV travel buddy too. Anyway, so I just cut that. I thought, that's kind of cool. So I posted it. It's like, it seems people like it.
Well, I can't see what you got coming out for next week. And I see your numbers on your page are just going up, up, up.
Yeah, we're pretty happy. But with every action is a reaction. So, new connections and new issues come up as you go.
Well,
so which we're not surprised.
Well, and that's the more popular you get, then you got to start worrying about those security issues that you talked about we had talked about once before, and
yep.
You never know who's going to stop by. Or
yeah, they're in place. We've never. We always keep ourselves. I mean, unfortunately, because we've been here so long, there's no doubt that we're in Central Oregon. But I think we've done a good job of not pinpointing the location.
Yeah, that always seems to help.
Yeah.
So we got that series.
What's that?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got what's going on with your series?
We got that new series that's going to be starting. I've got probably 4 episodes that I've got already planned out. I've actually sat down and started scripting some of this stuff out so that we know what we're going to talk about, when we're going to talk about it, how we're going to go ahead and talk about it. I've actually been watching a lot more videos on how to actually went and got a dummies book, believe it or not, on video marketing and some of the different solutions that they have. So that's been really enlightening. It's the like I said, because they go over some of the different things that I don't normally think of. Setting up lighting, I need to work on that a lot better than what I've been doing. I know that for myself. I did get the recorder that I've been using. Let me get that. The Tascam recorder. So I've started using this with all of my audio, so the audio quality's been a lot better. With this mic, I can do a lot more just without it. I bought it for the live stream, but I've been using it for the last 3 videos on the kitchen renovations with all that stuff in the background, and it adds another dimension to the videos. And I can see that with my subscriber rate has gone up quite a bit because of those videos. So that helps out a lot. Stealing ideas from you, stealing ideas from from the other 2. Not really stealing ideas, getting tips from the different videos that you've been putting out, and also from Kaylee and I can't remember his name.
The Scots.
Yeah, well, not the Scots, the other 2. She's doing the kitchen renovation herself with the cabinets.
Is that not Pippi?
No, it's Kaylee.
Kaylee's doing the renovations.
Yeah, she's doing the renovation with the cabinets. The Freedom Theory, Josh and Kaylee. I had to flip over and look. So some of the things that she's been doing, I've been incorporating some of that, and that seems to help too. Buying that book has been a.
She took the I'm in the same class, the YouTube Creator Academy. Very good classes. In fact, you have to take. You got to try to do one a week. So I'm on schedule, but I got to get one done tomorrow. But there's about 10 classes to take.
And I'm about 3/4 of the way through with that. I've got another channel that's got over 1,500 views on it, and that helps a lot too. But there's other resources that are out there too. That you got to kind of look at everything as a whole and try and come up with your own what fits for you. I mean, everybody's got their own way of doing it. And Video Creators has been working on different series where he actually goes and he will critique your site for you. They'll critique some of the videos for you, show you some of the different common mistakes that go on with the videos. And I've been picking up little things from that and adding that and adding a little bit from you and Kaylee and kind of learning from each other. Well, I think that's probably what it's all about to begin with. But
oh yeah, and every one of them, I know Kaylee and all of them. When you meet them personally, it's like, yeah, it's all to help each other. So, yeah, there's no bars. What's the word for that? Nobody's holding back. They're willing to share their information, and that's really cool. That's what I like about them.
Yeah. Kind of wish I could get them up here and we could all sit down and hash out different things and talk about it. But everybody's got their own schedule, and I know they don't do videos on the weekends.
Yeah, that's a hard part.
Let's see. Last week we purchased a Max Air fan, and we're going to be doing the install. We've got the old metal casing with the rattle, really loud fans in our RV, so we're going to be doing another install for that. So that'll be coming up with the shroud. And then we got the Max. What's that? It's called something Air Max. It's not the Max Air. It's another shroud that I want to test and see how that's going to work out.
Is it a fantastic fan?
We got the Max Air. Those are the ones that they have at Camping World. Yeah. Well, no, it's the actual fan. There's an actual.
Is it a fan or cover? Oh, okay.
It's the fan. It's a Max Air fan. It's the 4000 series. And there's not a lot of stuff on those. The Fantastic fan seems to be the most popular one that everybody's been using. So I wanted to try something different and see how those work. If we like it, we'll continue with it. If not, we'll upgrade and move that one to the Max Air 4000, and then the shroud that goes on top is the Fantastic vent. So we're going to try that combination out and see how they come out.
Yeah, those covers, vent covers, don't like tree branches.
Well, Rob.
You laugh now, but it's going to happen a year.
Operation.
Lori says operator error.
Yeah, wait till your time comes.
Well, when that happens, I'll have a camera on the roof so I don't have that happen.
I'm going to be the first one to call you out.
Oh, no. You'll be in line with a few because Lori will already be chewing me before you even get a chance to laugh. So.
Yeah. So my story today is we've been staying at Sherry's folks, and so I finally had to do something about our black tank is getting kind of full. So the neighbor, who's a really nice person, has a $10 10-gallon dump tank that he was going to let us borrow. The funny part about that is he didn't really have all the parts to it. So I jimmy rigged everything I could to kind of get that to work. And a 50-gallon tank going into a 10-gallon tank, you have to be real careful in the first place. But we did manage to fill the tank twice and empty it. But we did have one time where the hose broke loose as we were dumping. And anyway, so I said, like, why am I going through this? I know better. So I finally said, that's it. Stop everything. Let's just empty the second tank. We're done. And so I ordered a brand new 25-gallon, pretty nice tank. Well, I'll get on Wednesday. And I think it's a Toten Store or some kind of brand. And it's got high ratings. But it was so frustrating today. That is like, why? I know better. I'm the one that preaches have the right tools, So anyway, Sherry's going, I am so glad you're not videotaping this today, and I am glad too, because it was really embarrassing and really a pain, and it just ruined our whole day. So anyway, so I ordered a new tote, and so we'll get that Wednesday. I'll do a review on it.
Yeah, we got lucky and found ours on Craigslist. It's 20-gallon, and we do that. What is it? Like every two weeks, we're emptying that thing out, whether it needs it or not.
Yeah, we don't get much practice.
Oh, we've got tons of practice. Trust me. The first couple times, if somebody would have been videotaping that, that would not have been a funny at all. Trust me.
Yeah. So
Actually,
there's
for one of the
one of
videos
those
that
where
I've got up, one of the videos I've got up that says the worst part of RV living, and it actually shows us how to do our dump. I had to reshoot it because for one, the fitting broke, and we'll just say that it went everywhere. So I had to go back and reshoot.
I noticed the grass was really green there.
Yeah. Well, that's the honest truth. We got over there, and I'm not kidding you. The little fitting just, I mean, it broke. I lifted the thing up, and it's supposed to drain from the bottom, and the whole fitting just snapped off, and it was everywhere. And I'm like,
that's what happened to us.
I am
That's exactly
not
the same thing.
So I wanted to keep the drama out of there as much as possible. It was everywhere. And we were at the little rest stop just up here outside of Tacoma. That's where we go to dump the blue bucket. And it was a good thing nobody else was around.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened to us today too.
And
so it's like no holds bar. I'm gonna buy a really good one. So so I ordered it from Amazon. I should get it here pretty soon. So
well, with yours, I don't know if you have room underneath. I've seen a lot of different designs that they take and then they mount that up underneath, and then you can take it with you without having to roll it inside. Would that be something to think about?
Well, this one goes.
Lori's. I'm sorry, Rob. Lori's laughing over here, and it's not about the other stuff. She's feeding the dogs peanut butter and watching the little one do this thing with her mouth. So that's what she's laughing. She's not laughing about the poo story.
She's laughing at me and sharing. I know she is.
No.
Oh no.
She's not.
I'm just kidding.
There she is. See the peanut butter? So we got the
Jiffy.
we
do the same thing.
Yeah, but she's taking it, putting her finger in here and feeding it to the dog and watch her do her thing.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
We do the same thing to Cinder.
Well,
Cinder loves peanut butter.
Oh, these guys do too.
These little hounds. See if you can get Snickers to do that again. I'll push the camera down there.
In fact, I kind of lost my dog. Where did my dog go?
How can you lose that? The beast.
She's a ninja dog. There, feet up. Say hi. There she is.
There she goes.
Cinder. Oh.
What's this?
Cinder, I got your buddy with you. I got to get your buddy sent home with mom this weekend or whenever she's around.
Come on, feet up.
Oh, Dad needs a face cleaning.
Yeah, she got to play with a neighbor dog today.
Oh.
There you go.
There's some video you could have got.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
I did. It was on my 360. If you watch my 360.
That one.
Oh, yours is little. Cinder eats that for food.
I know. Look at
Peanut butter. Peanut butter.
Mom was bad and didn't get the other stuff, so she got to do it this way.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We
can't say the word. That's why they're getting it this way.
I can't say the word. In fact, I think she's heard us already.
Don't touch it. Don't even touch it. No. I'm up. I know that package.
Am I witnessing abuse here?
Yes.
These are the word that we get. We call them PB and J's. PB.
Gotcha.
peanut PB treats, so they hear the little crackling sound and they go crazy. So
Yeah, we have the same problem. Our dogs is smart. I don't care what they say.
well, you know it's really bad when you can spell the word and they know what that means too.
Okay, that's enough. Oh my God, you guys are nuts.
So the mission series or the series you're doing, what's basis?
Us with our I already told you, but I haven't told the rest of the world. With us getting,
Well, you don't have to if you don't want to.
well,
We could,
we want to. We the basis is us getting our preparation for us to get on the road. So it's the chronicles, our chronicles of getting on the road.
yeah. So what's the series going to be named? Do you know yet? What's the name of the series?
Chronicles. Where did I do with that? I'd have to let me pull up.
I kind of like that Chronicles word. I was just curious how you're going to use it.
Where did I put it?
You're still licking your chops.
Where did it go? I'm looking for it.
Is it going to be like Chronicles of a New RVer or Chronicles or something like that? No.
The destination. Pursuit of the road.
Oh, it's
Pursuit
not
of the
on
road.
that.
Get
I
a
don't
land,
know.
go RV.
Yeah.
It's in your title. What was that?
No, it's not.
Pursuit of the road.
No, stop.
It's supposed to roll off your tongue, man.
Well, you know, I haven't looked at it in a couple days. Where did I write that? Where's the?
I don't.
I had it the other day.
That's me better breath. Dang it! That's trying to kill my toes, guys.
We'll talk to Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Hi.
He's out
Make it
front
back.
running around.
Why don't you sit over there for a second?
I don't want to be in the.
You can't remember. You can't remember the name of his show.
Well, neither can she.
That's-
That's the
Neither
problem.
can I, but you know.
We have a name for that. We call that senior moment.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it's called CRS. Can't remember shit.
Yeah.
hey now. The adult channel.
I'm telling.
You
Yeah.
do that.
I have to bleep that out. It's more work.
Well, it's gonna be a
It
lot
was bad
worse.
enough trying to get this running, let alone trying to bleep something.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway.
So yeah, Sherry will be up there next week. So we can,
Well, we'll look forward to seeing her if she gets time.
yeah,
We know how that is.
she's she gets up there and they just work her like a dog. I mean, she's just 12-hour days every day.
Yuck.
So it's really hard. Yeah, but it's really good money.
RV Chronicles, Tales, or where'd it go?
RV Chronicles
Pursuit of the Road.
should be RV Chronicles. Luke, I am your father.
I am your father. Yeah.
It's got to be catchy, man. Make it catchy.
Well, I don't want to go Destination RV Freedom because that sounds like somebody else. And then,
you can use that. That wouldn't be bad.
well, and then the first thing that came to mind was RV Quest. I'm going, no, I can't use that. That one's already been used.
Yeah, sorry.
He won't appreciate that at all. So no, can't use that.
You can call you Johnny Quest.
Yeah, Johnny RV Quest. Say
Johnny
that, but
Quest.
you know, I'm old enough. I remember that one.
So do I. Yeah, that was my favorite cartoon.
It was one of mine too.
You got peanut butter on your nose, dude.
Oh, come on.
In your nose. Look at you.
But it's going to talk about the goals, the organizational checkoff list, the different projects we got going on, the different steps for RV servicing before you get ready to go, how to right sizing your RV, right sizing into an RV, because that's a constant battle to trying to make sure that you have the right stuff or the right amount of stuff. The balance
Yeah, right.
is always an issue.
No, the funny thing is we haven't finished our mission series yet. So there's a whole nother section of RVing that when you start, after the first month, you have a whole nother shopping list.
Yes. There's
stuff you'll never think of. Come here.
And things that you think of that you shouldn't be thinking of.
Yeah.
There's stuff that we've gotten that we probably shouldn't have gotten, and on and on and on. Preparing for the road, saving money tips, right sizing. I mean, I've got a whole list of stuff here, and that's just like an intro to that. So far, I've got part 1 is going to be called Get the Show on the Road, which is basically an intro to the whole thing, and then the planning portion of it, and then juggling work and trying to juggle the getting your RV ready for the road. I mean, it's just endless. You can come up with more and more ideas just to go along with that topic. So,
yeah, I was thinking about maybe doing don't be woozy, buy an Uzi, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if I want an Uzi RV that's going to be shooting parts out of the side of it, but I get the idea.
Oh man. Yeah,
well, I'll be honest.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you got something better to say than I do.
I do miss these conversations though, because we kind of feed off of each other for ideas.
Yeah, I've been focused making sure we got our branding kind of more set up better. Pretty happy with the branding lately, and when you have growth, there's other opportunities. I can't discuss on this, but you start seeing some differences in RV Talk Radio. We got some pretty good stuff going on there.
Well, like I told you through Facebook, I really like the change so far. I love the different audio quality. It seems to be much smoother, and it seems to flow a whole lot better than in previous ones.
Yeah, I took some podcast classes, and they tell you that your first 20 episodes you go back after a year or so, and you'll just laugh and wonder, oh my God. And so I truly understand what they're talking about, because it takes a while to get your flow down.
Rhythm?
And I call it rhythm, but there's a flow to it too. Mm-hmm. And then, there's always critics, and so I had one person really nail me about music on there, and at the same time, it's like, well, he's got a point there, but there's a middle ground. So I kind of changed it up a little bit, and then with the new audio equipment, it was a lot easier to blend it better. So anyway, I think that's the biggest part, and then the sound qualities. Just over the top now. We're using the new Healy mic, I think they call it.
Yeah.
It's a good mic.
Yeah, I priced those out, and I went with a lot cheaper model.
I got another one. It looks like this one a little bit, but it's designed for music, so it picks up all the noise. And so, but once I installed this and we got it kind of set up, I found out I could just tie it into my doing Hangouts too. So it's like, okay, this thing's hanging here. I may as well use it.
Yeah.
People say it sounds okay.
It sounds really good. And that's, like I said, you can use that as part of your videos too, because you can do a lot of your talking into it, and then you can get rid of the ums and ands and all that other fun stuff to post edit.
I've noticed even when I'm using this new studio, and just I find myself flowing better. My I'm thinking clearer for some reason, and I don't have so much of the ums and all that in there. But it just depends on the show too. Sometimes you got difficult subjects and you're being really careful about your wording. I tend to do that a lot because there's folks that just get bent out of shape on some stuff that you don't mean to. It just comes out wrong.
And you're not going to be able to ever get rid of all that. I don't care how hard you work at it or how much you script it or how much you overthink it. You're still going to have those issues. People are going to take things for what they're not, and that's just going to happen.
Yeah, you'll like the funniest things I get, and it's funny, but at the same time it's kind of the 360 videos crack me up because I get like comments like, I don't know what that video was all about. All I could see was your thumb. So I had to write back to him. I go, well, you have to scroll the page so you don't have to look at my thumb. And the other guy says, yeah, all I can see is your tummy or something. I go, it's a 360 video. You have to move the screen. And so I've been having a lot of trouble with folks brand new to 360s. And then later on, I'll get like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
So how did
360s have been kind of, go ahead.
How was the changeover using Facebook? Did that help any?
Oh, I don't know. I've been doing the 360 moments, and in fact, even when I record a 360 now, we do a recording, and then I'll do another recording that's called the 360 moment. And so what those are is I try to do no more than a minute of 360s that I can upload to Facebook directly. Most people are pretty good about Facebook because the Facebook will tell them you got the wrong browser in the first place, and the Facebook will tell them that they can scroll the screen.
Right.
But the people that go over to YouTube, they're the ones that seem like I have, or if you put a link of the video to Facebook from YouTube, people will click on it and try to watch it, and it doesn't look like a 360 at all. So what they need to do is click it and follow it to YouTube and watch it on YouTube platform. And then it becomes a 360. So it's kind of this new world thing. I mean, the young folks and the people are like, oh, cool, 360s. They know exactly what to do. And so they love the 360s. And so what I found is I produce 360s. They're just on Fridays. But what I've been doing lately is marketing them to 360 enthusiasts. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So there's group. So I went out and found all the groups that are actually called 360 videos or 360 creators, things like that. And we've been pumping our videos out to them. And so that's bringing in a whole new audience that we've never had before. So I have to change the marketing on it.
Well, it's almost becoming another brand for you then.
I think so, yeah.
It's
and
a new
there's
market.
some people, yeah, and then, well, it's a new market, but it's also it hurts too because I'll get my usual followers, and then my Friday video will come out and go, this video doesn't make sense. I can't see anything. And I know they've been watching all my other videos, and so I just say it's a 360, and these only come out on Friday. So if you can't view them, I apologize, and all of our other videos are normal.
It almost sounds like you need to open another channel that's just nothing but 360 videos.
Oh gosh, you mean, would it be silly if somebody bought RV360videos.com? Oh,
Ooh.
maybe I already did. That's an interesting concept.
There's a sneak peek. Here it comes.
It's there already. All you have to do is type in RV360videos.com. It's there.
Wow. So you are looking ahead. That's well, hey, if you can do it, do it. Now I just got to get one, and then we can start plugging them into yours too.
You betcha. If you get Yeah, and in fact, it's the same platform where you could post your own videos on there if it's a 360.
Wow.
And I also started a new RV 360 group, and I'm just trying to get people that are just. I mean, some people just think that's the coolest thing in the world. So why not try to market to them and say, okay, here's my 360s, and somebody else might be a gamer or something else, and just where everybody can throw the 360s together. So we'll see.
I don't know if you could use that on a gaming platform. It'd be you, and then you look at the screen, and then you're looking back at you.
Whatever.
Well, look at your bed's not made.
That is a problem. That's a real problem.
Wow. See, you have been thinking about it.
Yeah, it's all done. I already marked. I just you'll slowly start noticing it show up in the search engines and stuff.
Wow. I know I've been
yeah,
talking about.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You were talking about your 360, so continue.
Oh, I just saying we're just looking at the different aspects of what to do with them, because I don't want to stop it. I just got to make sure that I'm marketing to the right clientele for those.
Right.
And some folks, they don't want to change. They're just like, there's nothing wrong with that. Even at my age, I like to see kind of cool stuff. I like to be wowed.
Well, and you and I are not of the norm because we like to play with new and exciting things. Where if you look at the age group on your YouTube channel, mine tends to be the older crowd from mid-30s up into the 60s, 70s range, and to throw something like that at them where they don't understand it, it's really hard to get them to try something new.
Yeah. I do find myself when I do 360s is I put warning labels on them. It takes me 30 seconds to get through all the instructions for people. For all these things that happen, I keep saying, if you're seeing a fuzzy, you need to do this. If you're just seeing my thumb or something, you can move the screen. Those are aha moments going, oh, wow, that's really cool. You can move the screen. But I'll figure it out.
And I see them with some of the comments on there, and I just kind of chuckle to myself. But then I'm scrolling around, and I'm looking at all the weird angles. I'm going clear up to the sky and looking, and then I go down to your feet and look. The one that I thought was really impressive was the bridge one, because I'm sitting here thinking Rob is shaking in his boots right now.
That's so true. It's so true. Sherry was wondering if anybody. I did get a lot of comments of going, I'm surprised you got that close. And it's like, well, I got to get the shot. So. Yeah.
Because it's always funny
It used to be that way. But yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I was a little nervous about hanging over that bridge.
And I'm good up to about 50 feet, and after that, I'm done. I just can't do it. I can crawl up and down on this RV all day long. You go any taller than that, and then I'm just like, there's no way. I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I could when I was younger, but not now.
Well, even when I was younger, my dad was a ham radio operator, and he'd go clear up to this thing. It was 150 feet up, and he had his antennas, and he'd go up there, and he'd strap himself in. He could be up there all day. It wouldn't phase him a bit. Me, I got any higher than the top of the roof, and I'd freeze.
I know.
So
I know I'm not invincible anymore.
Well, you're not 19 and bulletproof either.
Yeah, I know. I thought I was. So I'm going to give you a hint of something else I'm looking at.
Uh-oh.
Does the name Canon G40 ring a bell?
Wow.
Have you ever seen those yet?
I know some of the other. I've been watching some of the other YouTube channels, and that's their highly recommended camera.
And there's a reason why I'm thinking about it. So when you watch the Steelhead video on Wednesday or Thursday, I can't remember when it launches, and watch the bonus material, that bonus material was recorded in 2008 and 9. And back
Wow.
then I had a studio camera. So, and I was also 10 years younger almost. And we hiked down the Stillhead Falls, and I had my son who owns a video studio, a real one. And so we had really, really good cameras. I mean, $2,500 cameras. So the shots we got, you have to have a camera that can go in the manual mode, and you
Right.
got to shut off all that automatic stuff. So you'll be able to tell when you see the shots that that camera was not the cameras I'm using today, because all my stuff's automated. So after I did that video, I was like, you know what? I really miss making that kind of video. And so I started looking, and I'd like, all right, the Canon G40 is about a $1,200 camera, which is better than my old camera, which was $2,500. And it's so compact and does all the stuff I want to do, that I used to do, and I could really bring in some really ooh-ah stuff. And then Sherry, when she watched the video for the Stillhead, there's a lot about the Stillhead when it's coming up that means a lot to me and Sherry. Sherry and I said, you know, the way you photographed that back in 2009, it's like you can look at the falls, Stillhead Falls, and say, wow, the falls are pretty. But if you really look at the falls, you can smell the roses kind of shots. So when you watch the video, you see the front of it, and you say, this is a typical video showing the falls. The second end is smelling the roses, looking at all the different angles of the falls, and
Right.
taking shots of them. And you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you see the video. And I wish I could show it to you now, but it's scheduled to come out this week. So
Well, that's something to look forward to.
it's a good video. I can't wait till it comes out. It probably won't get as much traffic as my other ones because, you know, I got to put it doesn't have a title like Rob almost died in it, you know. You know, those will get like 400. Those will get like 400 hits in 2 days, you know. But this will be one that will get traffic. It'll take some time. But it's really pretty video.
Well, and while you were talking about it, I flipped over and looked at what you were talking about, and yes, that would be a very, very nice camera. Very nice, high quality, high definition. I mean, it's got all the bells and whistles with it.
Yeah, and it also has all the bells and whistles off of it too. You can turn them all off, and that's the good part. You go into manual mode, and I can't do manual mode on any of my videos except my SLR, DSLR.
Right.
And that's too bulky a camera to take on a trip like that. So I needed something lightweight but could do all the things of a big studio camera. So that might be the one. So I'm still waiting for my son to evaluate it. So I sent it off to my son. You know, my son he's got equipment that are in the multi-thousand, but typically when I got a camera I want to buy, I always say, hey, will you view this? Will this do the job that I want to do with my skills, which is not very good compared to his? And so when he lets me know, then I'll decide to buy it or not. But where I came from and got my pin, we also got a bonus that was from last year, and I just got that. So that's my wife gave me permission that I could use my bonus for that. So we'll see. But I still haven't had the guts to buy it. Oh, go ahead.
Recently, I did an upgrade to our DSLR. I went and got one of those, what do they call those? Stabilizer rigs. Mounted my DSLR to it. I got an optical back end for it. I'm trying to get some higher quality videos. No, I didn't get the gimbal. The reason why I'm staying away from the gimbal is pretty much for the same reason that I haven't seen you using it a lot, because of the clicks and different problems that are inherent in it. And then when you try to put a microphone and attach the microphone to it, it usually sends the gimbal out of gimbal ability. Which I don't know if that makes sense. I know it makes sense to you because you've been using it.
Complete sense. So
Yeah.
let me tell you what happened to me this week. So in case you're, now mine's working. So I think it's working. Yeah, it's working.
That's
So
working.
anyway, I have a video coming out for the Deschutes Brewery, and it's a 20-minute video. It's a pretty long video, but it's the tour of the Deschutes Brewery, and we actually got the tour done by one of the owners.
Wow.
So I'm in the brewery using my little gimbal, and a damn thing went crazy on me in the middle of the damn
Shoot.
thing. So I had to pull it out and walk around and hold my little GoPro and a wire coming out of it with a microphone, chasing the guy. And it actually still came out good, but I was really disappointed because I don't know what my gimbal did, but it had a hissy fit. And so
Could have been
it's not
a frequency that it hit inside of the brewery and it caused the gimbals to go out of whack.
I don't know. It has a spaz attack. It just went nuts. And it's like it's like a little kid having a fit. And it's like, and I'm right in this. So you won't. I don't think you can tell in the video, but I had to just take it off. It was like I was kind of ticked off there. In fact, I even had one of the guys go, "Wow, that's a really cool unit." And I'm going, "Yeah, I kind of like it." And then halfway through it, the thing's going, It's like, God.
No.
So yeah, the funny thing is when you make videos, there's a lot of stories behind the videos, and that's when when you see the Deschutes Brewery one, you just have to remember I had to cut it. I had to really edit the heck out of it, but my gimbal went nuts. It just died, and I don't know, darn stuff. So the other thing is kind of interesting. I was going to grab it. If you hold on a second,
Sure.
I want to show you something.
And for some of the folks that don't know, that Rob is part of the RV Travel Buddies series, so you can look at some of his YouTube stuff. I was doing a little promo for you while you were gone.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Whoops. I'm getting in my wife's stuff. This is like getting in my wife's purse. So she's got a cool camera. I'm going to find it here.
Well, I've seen her with it, but I've never didn't know what it was.
It's a Sony. One of those Sonys. You probably see them at Best Buys.
Oh. Does that got different lenses you can put on it too, or is that just a single?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I can get it up closer. But there. So anyway, it's a Sony Nexus thing. It was a good camera at the time. You gotta find a name on it. So anyway, this camera can take Canon lenses, but you have to get an adapter. So I just ordered the adapter, so all of her lenses for her Canon SLR can fit on here. So we're looking forward to her. But it's kind of funny because you get this camera and you got the lenses are out to here.
Yeah.
With the Canon lens on it, but you have to get the special adapter so the electronics will work with it. And so I'm looking forward to seeing Sherry. This camera really brings out the colors better than her Canon, and she's starting to really fall in love with it. And you can also do do it for vlogging and stuff too. And she has an electronic viewfinder. So that's the problem I'm having with my video is I get to these beautiful places. In the viewfinder, you can't see nothing in these viewfinders because of the glare. And so the other thing I want with a camera that I can use an eyepiece on. So that's why I'm interested in the G40. But anyway, that's Sherry's kind of big excitement.
Well, I just picked up one of those for my Nikon. It goes as an adapter that goes right over it. It fits right on there onto the lens, so that you don't get that glare. So that might be another option for that one.
Yeah. See, this thing also comes with a little eyepiece. that goes on it, and that's how it bypasses that. So I really like her little camera. It's pretty cool. But she actually, when I first got it, she didn't use it much. But as we've kind of come along, she kind of rediscovered it. And so it's, I thought it was time to, invest a little more money into some more lenses for her. So we got that adapter. Now she can use all of her lenses from all of her cameras. So there's all technology updates. Sorry.
No, actually, people like to see that stuff a lot because they want to know how they can get into it too.
And the funny thing is, like, I know what I want, and I know what I'm doing, but I don't necessarily know all the part numbers of everything.
Right.
I just get it. So people kind of like, well, what particular adapter was that? The one that said that Amazon said it would fit. That's my answer. I don't care what the part number is as long as it works.
Yeah, but you can always go back in and look and get the information if you need to.
Yeah. So I am doing a video this week, and you might get a kick out of it. Maybe you want to follow up with the way you do it. I'm doing a video when Sherry's gone here on our backups, how we do our backup. So we actually, I use a 5 terabyte backup external drive. Sherry uses a 2 backup drive for her stuff because she doesn't do the videos. And then we bought a 3rd backup, which is another 5 terabytes that we back up the backups.
And do you put that in your safe, or you got a fire safe that you use to put those in?
They're guarded by the Secret Service.
Guarded by the Secret Service. You know what I mean. I'm not trying to divulge your secrets.
Put it in a different location, but no, we put it in a different location. But it's just if one of my external drives blows up, all would be lost because we take a lot of data off of. Yeah, they look kind of like that.
That's what I use.
Yeah, we use these.
And it's normally, yeah, that's the same thing that I'm using for the for my satellite as the DVR. Hint, hint.
Mine's called the Backup Plus.
Yes. Yep, the Seagates. Yep, that's exactly. Well, it's pretty much the same thing, except for this has the external port. You plug in the power adapter, and then it plugs into the USB, and then you can back everything up to it. I mean, I've got one of these. I do this pretty much the same thing. I use one of these for the backups, and then I do another one that's in our fire retardant safe. So if everything gets burnt, at least it'll be in there and it's be safe and put away.
Yeah, we have one of those in our RV too. So it's like, so the new one, I guess I should put it in there, huh? But so I just bought the second backup. So I thought I'd try to explain to people, like, why would you back up the backup? Because, I keep all my files on my computer for maybe 6 months, and then I start migrating them to the external drive and then because my computer's starting to show red, it's getting filled up. So I start deleting. Once I back up everything, I can delete stuff off my computer. Well, that means that those files are only existing on that external drive. If that external drive poops out on me, I've lost everything. So
right, twice.
That's why you want to back up the backup. So
right.
I know people think that's silly, but it's like,
oh no.
I've had backups drives break, disintegrate before, and it's like, that just makes you sick.
When I worked IT in the military, we had to back up the backup of the backup, because you had to have enough backup, because we backed up every night at midnight. It backed up, and then we backed up that backup, and then it had to have a backup of that backup. So you had 3 fail safes in case one went down, the other one was there, and then if that one didn't work, you were set for the tertiary one. So yeah. I have adapted that whole situation to my computer stuff that I've done over the last 10 years, because you never know what is going to happen and when you're going to need that data back.
Yeah.
Well, when we were working, especially in any kind of business situation, you have to have that. If you don't, then you're causing more hurt to yourself.
Oh yeah. So a good example, the reason we're kind of concerning ourselves with the backups is because once again, the Steelhead video coming out this week is video we had in archives from 2008. And
Right.
we had those stored on the external drives. And they've been sitting there for years as beautiful pictures and never, ever, ever put them online. And so we're kind of excited to finally use them. And so
Hmm.
that's what's nice about archives and having B-roll is you can pull that B-roll out anytime you want. And so I thought it'd be nice to do a video about that. Um,
Yeah.
it'll be a boring video, but some
I don't think
techies will
so.
like it.
So what computer systems do you? I have a desktop that I have plugged into my LCD screen that we use as a TV, and I flip back and forth between it. And I built a workstation, which I did a video on the entertainment center itself, but I actually added a tabletop, which I'll try and, well, then my camera fell off, that I added a pull-out drawer to. So it's
Yeah,
a
I see it. Yeah.
complete custom built entertainment center with a pull out for my keyboard. It's got the mouse. It's got the VCR, the DVD Blu-ray player, the dish system. Underneath it, I've got storage for my printers and scanners, and then I got the computer over here. I got a drawer with full of all the cords, power cords, everything
Yeah,
else
you
is
don't
in
want
there.
to see. You don't want to see my table. It's a mess. We
Well,
both use HP Envies. That's it. I use a 7i Envy. Sherry uses a 5i, 62 megabit bit computers. It comes to transferring streaming video like Netflix from our computers. We use a device called um, uh, Push TV, which is like it's a little
thumb drive.
it's kind of like a little what do you call it, Bluetooth thing.
Okay.
So I can play a video here and actually switch it
Watch it
over on
on
the
this.
TV, and we can actually watch videos. I could put you on our big TV right now if I wanted to, but it'd scare everybody.
Thanks. Either
Yeah, the dog would start crying, and it's like
uh-huh.
the cat would start spinning in circles, and it's like it wouldn't be pretty.
Right. Between the two of us, we'd scare. Well, at least you wouldn't have a mouse problem anymore. We'll just
That's
leave
right.
it at that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how we do that. So I also, at home, I also used to be a day trader a little bit for a while. So I really have a nice quad core setup, but it's all in storage, and I have the 3 screens and all that stuff. And I love that computer, but there's no way I could fit it in here. I didn't want to deal with all the monitors and stuff. So I've just tried to learn how to live off of a laptop. So
Yeah. Well, I couldn't give up my tower. I've got movies and all kinds of stuff on there, and that was the only way
yeah.
that I could justify. I mean, I've got 4 different drives in it. I've got videos from the fish stuff. I got the RV stuff. I got other videos like when we got married. I shot my daughter's wedding. I've got some other stuff that's coming up that I'm going to be shooting for the Indian reservation. I've got a bunch of other stuff that's going to be going on too besides the RV channel. Looks like I might be creating another channel for the Youth Nation that is part of the Indian tribe here in Snohomish, and doing some videos with them for their different educational videos, and doing some editing and actually branching out into more professional, hopefully looking and feeling. What we've talked about is having a production company, kind of doing like you guys are doing with the LLC, and coming up with our own branch,
Yeah.
to say. And I'm not trying to steal thunder from you, but you've been there, done that, and that's why I kind of ask you different questions about setting up a blog channel and then setting up something else inside of that for the production side of things and expanding our horizons a little bit for when we get on the road, maybe picking up some other freelance stuff while we're doing it.
Bet.
And
It helps.
I know you know what I'm talking about, and some of the other people out there might understand that, but some of the newer RV people don't necessarily get the idea of being able to take something that you enjoy and expanding on it and trying to make some money on the side to help support your living lifestyle, so to say.
Yeah, we actually invoice every month to our clients. Folks, I kind of gave you an example of kind of what you were asking about blogs the other day. We have a handful of clients that we do that for, and I've got some websites we've designed that they still pay a regular monthly to us. We take care of all their hosting and email and everything, and so it's kind of nice. I get not a whole lot, but a couple extra $100 a month just in checks come in the mail, just for those other services we do beyond RVing.
Yeah, but that couple $100 can help you pay for your living costs, your RV parking needs, and stuff like that. So any outside sources that you can bring in, it helps you with your lifestyle. With what I think that's what we all try to do is try to.
Our business has overhead too, so our servers cost us.
Right.
We have one main VPN server. We also have 4 business sharing servers that we use, and so we pay out about just short of $200 a month just to maintain those servers. But I like them because I have full control of my own servers, and also my clients, they want websites or blogs, but they don't want to mess with the servers crap, and I don't blame them, and that's what we do. So they just pay me the $29.95 for the blog and also coaching, and I take care of all their server problems, even if they don't know they're even having them. We're fixing their server issues all the time. Nothing serious, but I mean just little tweaks that go on and updating things all the time, and they have no idea that's going on, but that's what the cost is for, is to cover that.
All the upgrades.
So my servers are paid for.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've got some IT background, so trust me, I get that call at 1 o'clock in the morning going, oh yeah, I'll be right in. But that's why I had asked you about some of that other stuff, because I've got those other things coming online. So like next weekend, I'm going to be busy shooting some other stuff for the other things that I was talking about. And so I needed to update some of my equipment so that it would look more professional. I'm trying to get a little more professional on the shooting side of things and on the camera side of things to try and, like I said, push this to the next level. And that'll also, you'll be able to see that in some of the videos that I have coming up when I get time to actually sit down and actually do some of those.
Yeah. I always like it when you make it a video. When I want to make a video that looks really slick and you kind of tell them the story. And it's like when I was at the last RV park in Seattle before we left, I did something where I had to show the truck going down the road. I had to show the truck parking, had to show us walking up to the RV, had to show a camera of us opening the door. And so I know my neighbors must have thought I was absolutely the dumbest guy I ever seen, because I drive up, run out of the truck, set up a camera, back up about 200 feet, and then drive forward again, run out of the truck, grab the camera, and figure out where I'm going to park, put the camera, back up again, record that, and the neighbors are like, that guy's really stupid. But they make for really good camera. I mean, it makes for good video, though. You can tell a story really well that way.
What are you trying to say? You don't have the money for 12 GoPros?
Do you want to leave 12 GoPros in the parking lot for an hour and you think they're going to all be there when they get back? But yeah, it gets crazy.
Oh, I know.
The big
And
part
then,
is I'm having trouble with is when you get on the road and spontaneously stop somewhere to, get the shot. It's really hard to do those really nice editing jobs of walking down the trail and shooting your feet and putting the camera up and walking up the hill again and walk down again when you only have 10 minutes, So I
or
always say there's kind of like two kinds of videos out there. You got the ones where they're the spontaneous and they're not going to be perfect. And then you got the production kind of ones where you got to plan it out and stuff. And
they're real
I've
scripted.
done some of those. They're fun to do. I love a good scripted video, but you just can't do it on a spontaneous thing. So you got to be prepared for both. And so that's kind of the hard part.
Well, that goes again with your gimbal. I've been in the middle of shots and my battery died. And you're like, "Grr."
Yeah.
Or for you, the gimbal starts doing the wiki wackies.
Yeah. So let's say I haven't been impressed with my gimbal.
Well, and that's
It's worked.
why I went a different direction. I actually it's a shoulder mount, and I mounted my DSLR to it. It's got the follow focus.
Cool.
It's got all the other stuff. I put an eyepiece on it so I can get right up in there, and it's a 2x zoom so I can look right into and see without all the shadows. Is it in focus? Is it ready to go? Is it set? I got the video equipment or the audio equipment that I'm going to be putting onto that, and then the lapel mics, and I'm just slowly building up to better quality with what I can afford. So it's doing a lot of research.
It's a lot of money. I don't care what they say. I don't know why people say, well, why do you want to sell stickers or something like that? It's like to maybe pay for one fraction of the cost of what it really costs us to do this. I mean, we do it because we love it, but a lot of people just have no idea how much money we're putting into all this stuff.
Yep. Well, where I got the money for this was I got my second check from YouTube. Woo! Second check in 2 years.
Hey.
So if you think you're going to get rich doing videos, you have to have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of videos already made, and you've probably been on YouTube since the inception of it.
That is, you need lots of followers, and then there's a really good interview. Somebody did a really good video the other day, just a couple of days ago, and he compared an RV site like Chris G's and compared it to another video site that was a whole different subject with similar kind of numbers, and the smaller site from a different subject made much more money than the RV site. And that makes complete sense if you understand marketing. The marketing in the RV world is not big corporations and stuff. It's not like aerospace or anything. If you're some reason doing videos on technology, you're talking about companies that want to do advertising. They're like Sony and Google,
Right.
all these
Pepsi.
big giant companies with big wallets. So they're spending more money on and more pay-per-click on their ads than say the video side of business. I mean, of RV world. So their revenue is going to be lower. So advertiser income on an RV side is lower than say advertising income if you had a tech channel or a camera channel or aerospace channel. If you have those kind of channels, the advertisers return on investments for you are bigger. So if they're running a commercial on your video, you're going to make more money, even have subscribers, than if you had an RV channel, because those advertisers don't pay as much because they're not big corporations. So that's why it's always good to branch out.
Well,
that's my point.
Well, and the 360 stuff we talked about, you guys got such a wide portfolio of different things that you do for the community, for other communities, that it's hard not to get involved in some of the new stuff that's coming out and some of the different new tech that's coming out too. So
Yeah,
that's
it's kind of fun.
And that's why I'm kind of emulating. I don't want to say I'm copying you, because I'm not doing exactly the same things you're doing, but kind of emulating some of the ideas that we've talked about on some of these different different chats. So
it's called collaboration.
well,
We're working together on our ideas. You've helped me a lot, so if there's something I'm doing that helps you, great.
Well, you got to have a bigger picture when it comes to wanting to do this type of lifestyle. You can't be set in just, I'm going to do one thing and try and be the best at it. You've got to be able to spread that wealth around and explore other avenues too. So
agreed. Yeah. So, but yeah, we're not, nothing that we are doing or we're getting rich on, but if I was trying to do this to make a really good living, you'd probably see me focusing on my other channels more because the revenue would be higher.
Right.
So I'm more chasing my passion than I am chasing the dollar, is the best way to put it.
And that's the best way to get into YouTube, I believe, because that's, if you don't have, how do I put this politically correct? If you don't have the passion for what you're doing, then you should find something else to do. And that's kind of what we went from our fish, which I had a big passion for and put a lot of effort and a lot of time into a lot of those videos. And I've got probably 200 plus that are over there, and shifted gears into the RV because at the time, it was the right decision for us to make. And I still, to this day, believe that was the right decision and will be the right decision for us for a long time. And that's part of the reason why in August we're going to be doing a big change, because I love the Northwest, but how did somebody put it to me the other day that Seattle has done a growth spurt of 30% in the last year. 30%. That's a 30% growth because of, let's see, the highest minimum wages in the nation are in Washington State and in the Seattle area. You've got the legalization of marijuana, which for some reason people want to flock to that, which that's a completely political thing that I don't really want to go into, but that's part of the decision factor. And everybody thinks that because you're getting a higher wage in Seattle, that the cost of living is cheaper, and it's not. It's actually more expensive.
Right.
So with the growth and the amount of, the growth and the amount of traffic and the amount of crazy people that are actually out this way because they're not used to the rain, they're not used to the weather conditions. It's just not something that we really want to be a part of anymore. So we're going to go to that wedding, and when we get there and after that's done, we don't know what we're going to do, but we know it's time for a change. So
that's how we don't know where the hell we're going either.
Well, and that's part of the journey with being in an RV. If we don't like something, we just get up and we move. We go on to the next adventure.
No, go that way. That way.
Well, like I told Lori, which way's the wind blowing? Let's go that way.
Yeah, except I kind of have to drift south because you kind of know that. But, but I don't have to go directly there.
No. And the adventures that you're going to have along the way are going to last longer in your memory than working that 9-to-5 job. The thrill of, sometimes that's a thrill of not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow, or what you're going to do, or where you're going to be.
So here's a great saying that I saw that you might want to try, but let's see if I get my hands. So pretend I have a tape measure, just one of those tape measures.
Yeah.
So the lifespan for a man is typically around 77 years, right? So you take your tape measure and you reach all the way to 77 inches. And so you hang it, hang it up from the ground. You say, okay, you go down to your age and you find 55. That's mine, right? So now you got this much, and you go here and you got all this tape dangling. That's what you've lived enough.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you going to do in that last part here is critical. I mean, it's so a lot of people, they just think you're going to live forever, but I think it's time to break out the tape measure and say, I want to make sure those last couple of inches are just really good payback.
Well,
you know,
and then to use that same analogy, how much of that is going to be spent where you can't do what you want to do and before you go? So now that space that you have has gone even smaller. So now I want to enjoy stuff. And the other thing that I use with the goals along with that, I was in the military for 20 years. I got to see the whole world. I mean, I've been gone from one end of it and gone all the way around to the other side. But the places I never got to see were in my own backyard. I never got to enjoy the States. I was always in a hurry to go from one place to a school in another place and then have to go right back and then go right back to work, or go back out here and go around go see the rest of the world. And I never enjoyed home.
Yeah.
So now it's time for me to really sit back, look at things, and go, what do I want to see?
Yeah, you know, if we get to an age where I can't drive a rig anymore or anything like that, and my health, you know, maybe my knees go out or something, or my hip goes bad, and I'll have to put all this stuff away. I know, like for the last 5 years, when I had to get off the road and go back to work, I had all the good memories of full timing before that kept us motivated. Well, when I get too old to be able to do this again, you can't take away the memories that you made doing this. So I know exactly what you mean. It's this, there'll come a time you got to hang up the RV and put the toys away and say, okay, it's time to dwell on what I used to do. And that day will come.
And it'll come for all of us. I mean, I lost my dad at 52. I'm at 47
Mine was 59.
this year, and I don't want to be in the same. And I'm not saying that I'm going to have the same issues my dad had, but that was awakening. I had that when I retired from the military in 2007. I had that awakening when I bought my Harley, and that's what. And after I had knee surgery, I had to sell my little piece of the dream, but that was one of my eye openers. My dad had always said that he wanted to own a motorcycle, and I was like, well, you know what? I got a chance. I'm going to go get one. So I did, and that was my retirement gift to myself. And then later on, I also remember my dad and my mom talking about that they were going to get into a van and they were going to pull a trailer and they were going to go around and see America. And that was one of the things that he had always talked about. And my grandparents did that they retired at 65 and up until when they turned 70, 72, before they started having some issues. So they did it for about roughly 20 years, went back and forth from Kansas to Aransas Pass. And they really enjoyed it, but they wish they would have done it sooner. So I've learned from all the different experiences within my family that, why wait? Why be consumed with a big house and all this stuff, and eventually something's going to happen to you and you don't have all the stuff anyway, and it goes to somebody else. So that was a lot of this is that first part of that series I was going to talk about, but that was my epiphany, and my wake up call was after my dad passed away that, he worked his entire life at a job that he really didn't care for, but he did it anyway because he supported his family. And when the family got old enough and moved away, he continued to do what he was doing and didn't do what he wanted to do. So that's part of our driving force for getting this rig fixed, get it ready to go, and go.
It says that's why I retired at 55. I should wait till at least 59, or I should have waited till 62. I could get Social Security too. But it's like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel when I'm 62. I don't know how I'm gonna feel when I'm 59. So it's like, I can retire now. I can make it work somehow. I'll find a
Right.
way.
And
I don't
that
have all
was,
the answers.
and I had a conversation with my mom about it last year, or just last weekend. It was kind of an eye opener because I told her that she knows that we've been living in an RV. At first she thought it was kind of strange that we would want to do something like that, and then after I guess she thought about it for a while, and I told her that I finally broke it down for her, and I said, okay, we're gonna take the RV, we're gonna go to the wedding, and then from the wedding, I don't know what we're gonna do. And she was like, I really wish I could come along with you guys, because she always wished
Yeah.
that we could do something like that. And I'm like, what's stopping you? Well, the house, the
Yeah.
dog. I'm like, those are all objects. It's all stuff. You can take that stuff and get into an RV and go do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But that's not something she wants to. She likes her security of her house. She likes the security of what she's doing. So that's not something that she wants to look forward to. But I guess I can send her. She can watch the videos. I can get her set up on YouTube, and she can watch the videos of us doing it. But I think
I'll
that's
tell you
why.
one thing. There's another thing you got to look out is I sometimes have regrets from the last time that I full timed, because back 10 years ago, had all the money in the world, had a 40-foot brand new machine going all over the place, and I think I took it for granted. And there's a lot of times where I was just doing it. It was just like, oh, I'm just doing it, just doing it. And I never really just sat back for a minute and said, boy, am I a lucky person to be able to do this.
Yeah.
And so I promised myself, if I was able to go full timing again, that as often as I can remember, to stop for one moment and say, and be grateful is basically the word. Is
Reflection.
because things get going here, and I get, like, today was a really crappy day, and we had all that trouble with the tanks and stuff. But I just need to stop for a second and say, yeah, my problem was a stupid tank. Other people are trying to pay their mortgage. I'm just
Right.
trying to get a poop in a tank, That's not a problem. So I'm just saying so there's another thing is, try to, if you can't, I could tell you something to do is, from this point on till the point that you're actually traveling, promise yourself that when you're traveling, to take that 1 minute and smell the roses and say, wow, how lucky you are, because so many people can't do this or don't know how. And so I have thoughts in my mind where I'm thinking that maybe I just wasn't grateful enough for when I was doing it the first time, because it was more like just a job, and it was a spoiled little brat running around the United States in an overpriced motorhome.
Right.
I just sometimes think I didn't smell the roses enough, and I kind of regret that. So, and I had, the perfect opportunity in my 40s to be tracing all over the United States, having a blast. And sometimes I don't know how to describe that, but make sure that when you get there, pat yourself on the back and just take a deep breath and say how lucky you are, because you don't know how long it's going to last. So,
Well,
all
again,
right,
this is still
enough of that.
no. It's still a lot of part of the series that I was talking about is making obtainable goals and then giving rewards to yourself for completing those goals.
Yes.
One of the goals was like putting the fan in, and then what can we do at the end of that week where we can say, okay, we did this, we did that, so now we're gonna go do something fun, and we're gonna take YouTube along with us and videotape it, kind of like what you and
Yeah.
Sherry are doing with your different weekend. And I wish we could get out every weekend, but anyway, I mean, it's getting out there and doing something that we enjoy, and hopefully somebody, if they want to watch, can watch and go along with us for the journey.
Yeah. Well, what's different now is we actually kind of on the weekends and play on the weekdays.
Well, yeah.
So it's
Well,
changed, but when we were in Seattle, it was the weekends.
yeah, and
But not anymore.
that's like Josh and Kaylee wanting me to help them with their kitchen stuff, and I'm like, I just don't have the time. I'm a weekend project person right now, and I'm not a full timer yet, but I would love to help you. But I can help maybe guide you and give you some advice on different things that we've tried because we took out our dinette, put in a different cabinet system, and it's been awesome for us for what we wanted to do and the different components that we've added to it, and it's made our kitchen a lot better without having a big toolbox full of kitchen stuff in it.
Yeah.
But you have to adapt your lifestyle for what your needs are, and that just fit with what we needed to do. So it's
I hear you.
trying to get everything done on when I can and when it fits into the scheme of things. So, and I know you know that, but there's a lot of people out
Yep.
there that don't I don't think quite understand that yet, that you have to take a little piece at a time instead of trying to eat the whole elephant. And I think that's the way it's always been described to me is you can't eat the whole elephant.
Yep.
So take a little bite at a time and eventually you'll finish it and get to where you
Yeah,
want to be.
we did. I thought it'd never come. And I think we're kind of hooking up about the time that it was getting close, but I thought those days would never get here. Now it's here, and now I got to make sure and smell the roses and be grateful every day that we can do it because it could
Right.
change tomorrow. So,
Well, hopefully it won't. Actually, I hope it doesn't for a long time.
yeah, we'll never know. But it's like
Well,
just be grateful. That's the big part. Is when you actually get there, so you don't lose it. It's a law of attraction kind of thing. Be grateful.
right. Yep.
So,
And I agree wholeheartedly.
yeah, that
And
sounds easy. Yeah,
no,
I noticed.
it's oh, I know it sounds easy, but
It's
if
not.
life was that easy, then everybody would be have an RV, and everybody would be going all over the world trying to do the different same things that we're trying to do.
Yeah. Then the RV parks would be too full.
Well, even in Alaska, because we were talking to that couple, and I know I told you about this earlier in the conversation that we were talking to them, and they're going up there, and right now they're living out of the back in their van, and we were talking about the gas prices that were going up there with Chris and G. When they did their travels up there, that it was upwards to $5 a gallon going through Canada, and they hadn't even thought of that yet. And I'm like, you guys are getting ready to leave next week, and you haven't done some of the research to find out what the gas prices are, and that kind of opened their eyes. And I said, and have you guys figured out how far you want to travel each day? Because I know that's a good trip up there, but
Yeah.
that's what we're looking at now is the route that we want to take to go to Missouri. I don't want to say where it is, but it's south of St. Louis. And how many miles do we want to travel a day? Do we want to go 100 miles a day? Do we want to go 50 miles a day? Do we want to go 200 miles a day and turn this into an enjoyable trip instead of trying to do like we've always done? 2 days, we're there. No,
No,
and
you don't do that.
that doesn't work out for what we want to do. What do we want to stop and see on the way? Who do we want to stop and see? Because I've got family there. She's got family that are en route. We can go see them. We can stay with them at their house or find an RV park that's near there. I mean, and making the detailed plan and being able to go, okay, plan A didn't work. What's plan B? And have that kind of lined up and ready to go too.
Yeah.
Because now I'm
The
hitting on
pickup and go
all
and
the
pickup and go
specifics.
is really old. I hate it. I hate
Oh,
getting ready to go, and I hate setting up. So I
well,
try
and
to do as little as possible.
that's where a lot of people I've read on some of the different forums that they say that they're going to stay for a minimum of 2 weeks wherever they're at. And the purpose of that is so you don't get tired of pulling it all in, pulling it all out, setting up, getting comfortable, and then having to repeat the whole process. So if you're only staying somewhere for 3 days, that's a lot of work. to get it all in, get it all dumped, get it all loaded back up again, then go fill it all up again, get someplace else, dump, get all set up, and then continue the process. So that's some of the things that we are hopefully pre-planning. And I know you can plan all day long and have the best intentions, but when it comes down to it, you won't know what's going to happen until you get to the road.
Yeah. On Tuesday, by the way, I think you guys heard it on the radio, but we just had Dish Network put in, and so on Tuesday, the guy who installed it, we put a tailgate or two on our rig. Well, it's not on our rig; it's mobile. So anyway, that's another thing we'll be kind of doing some evaluation on too. Is we finally broke down and said, damn it, we got to get some television in this rig, because when we're traveling, oh my gosh, it's like you never know if you're going to have a television station or not. So Sherry and I was like, we're missing out on Gold Rush, darn it, we need to watch that show. So we finally got it. So that's going to be another problem you're going to have to address, is what are you going to do for television or entertainment?
We're actually on Dish also. We got the X2. And we've had that now for over a year. And that's why I was telling you that I got the DVR set up. I did a video on how to set that up and how to install the DVR into the Dish. So it's really not that complicated. It's an extra $30 charge for the external drive, and that's a one-time flat fee. And we record all of our shows. Lori watches more of them than I do because of my work schedule, but we still can sit down, and I don't know how that's going to work on the road when you're out and about trying to get your DVR working, but at least if you're in a campsite somewhere, you can record your TV shows and watch them later.
Yeah. We're just really glad that we're finally because our favorite show is Gold Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we haven't been able to watch any of it this year. And so luckily they've been having like a marathon going on. So we've been watching Gold Rush this season all day long to get caught up. And so
if not, I'll download it from my DVR and send it to you, because we watch it religiously. And they've got the season finale coming up this week.
Yep. Next weekend, I'm on it.
We're going to see who the Gold King is for this year. I don't know if it's going to be who I think it is, but we'll find out.
Yeah, they're all doing really good, except actually the guy who used to always do well. But both the Hoffmans and what's the kid?
Scribner.
No, he's at Scribner Creek. He's at my creek.
Yeah. I can think of it. I can see his face. But anyway,
yeah.
I don't know. The Hoffmans have got that other drum going, and they're going to be able to do 300 or 600, whatever it is, an hour or a day.
Week, so they're not going to tell us till next week how much they make it with those two things going on. But
they keep showing.
Go ahead.
Oh, I almost had his name. But they keep showing the kid up there saying, well, we did this and we did that, and they show all the monies. So they're leading you to believe that he won it. And that's just like, let's see. I don't know. The Hoffmans are going to have that 600 yards an hour is going to be hard to, unless there's no gold in what's left. And then we'll find out if they go to Oregon or not.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Well, those test pans were showing pretty good. And that was the funny thing with the couple that were going up to Alaska. They're talking about getting some property up there, and we're like, whoa, we might come up and do some gold mining. Joke.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, actually, I carry a gold pan in my truck, and I have yet to use it.
Well, we went to the RV show, in the Seattle RV show, not this year, but last year, and they actually had a group that does a lot of panning, and they have mini sluices and all this technology stuff that they use, and they use them in some of the rivers here. So
I went to the
I
same
mean,
seminar.
yeah,
That's what got me going. I'm going, you know what? We should at least try once in a while when we buy water and just pull a
yeah.
pan out and play around, you know? So that's why
But
we went and bought one from that RV show. So I know what
yeah,
you're
see,
talking about.
we probably missed each other because we stood up there and listened to the whole spiel, and we're like getting
So
suckered
did
into
we.
the gold fever. Got the gold fever. Let's go try it. We saw it on TV. We can do it. But I don't know.
Even where I work, the place I used to work, which I've told you what it was, they actually have a club for gold panning too.
Well,
And I almost joined it.
no, I just don't have the time for that stuff right now. There's just
Yeah.
maybe someday, but it was just a conversation piece with them tonight. So they kind of laugh because they watched the show too.
Yeah, shoot. So yeah, it's next week my videos will be a lot of videos without Sherry in it.
Well,
Because she's not here. But I don't think I'm gonna do the video like I did last month, like Sherry's gone, party.
just show the empty packet of Oreo cookies. Now what am I gonna do?
Do you know that I had when she got back? I actually for So you want to? This is how romantic I am. For Valentine's, I bought her a packet of Oreo cookies because I ate them all before she got back. So that was her Valentine gift, was a package of Oreos, and I didn't dare tell anybody that on the videos because they probably think you schmuck,
Cheapo.
buy your girl flowers, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, wow.
And she was actually coming back from Arizona that day on Valentine's Day. So when I picked her up, when I took her out to the truck, gave her Oreo cookies as soon as she got off the airplane. That's how romantic I am.
Wow. What did I do?
Yeah, pretty bad.
I'm
Pretty
trying to think
bad.
what I did. I don't know.
Yeah, what?
I have no idea what I did. I don't even remember now. I was working. I do remember that.
Hey, I'm getting a note from my daughter. Says, looks like your Facebook. Oh crap!
Uh-oh.
Someone's messing with my Facebook account. My daughter says I'm getting tagged with some nasty stuff. That's not good. Yeah, I saw something today come out that was not nice, and I don't know how they tag you. Anyway, so I went in there and I de-tagged it, but once it's been tagged, it already goes out to all the other people. So
Well, I haven't
well
gotten
done,
it, so
good.
I switched over and looked for a second. I haven't gotten anything from you, so you may have caught it before it hit everybody.
Yeah.
And that's the only way to get rid of that is to reset your password.
No, it's not actually getting into your account. It would be like me putting a explicitly bad picture on my Facebook, and I don't even know you, and then highlighting one of the faces on it and tagging that face with your name. So
And there's a way to do it inside the security, so you can switch that so that they can't do that. Because I just did that to myself for mine yesterday. You go into the settings and you can turn that off.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
So they can't do it without a request. Because it'll
Yeah,
send you a pop-up saying, do you accept this or not? And if you say no, then it won't go through.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
Good. Yeah. Thanks for letting me know that, because it looks like it happened to me, according to my daughter.
I didn't.
My daughter takes good care of me.
Well, if I'd have saw it, I'd have told you too. But like I said, I just switched over, and I don't see anything from you. I haven't gotten anything.
Are you hooked up to my regular Facebook or just my pages?
I'm on your regular Facebook.
There's a.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm on.
No,
I'm on the other one, because that's what I've been IMing you on.
Yeah, but
Double check.
that tag came on my personal one.
Oh, here it is. It's actually on here. It says really lonely peeps. Anyone doing something extra right now? So what I'm going to do is go ahead and, oh, I don't want to turn off notifications, but it's a half naked lady on your page. There's
Oh, nice.
two pictures. Zoe something.
Wow. Let's see what it.
Yeah. I'm so bored, gentlemen. Who is doing something fun soon? Send me a text.
Oh,
And they've got a
great.
phone number. And she's like
Yeah.
selfie shot of like boobs and chest, or boobs and
Great.
lower parts. Yeah, there's two of them.
Great.
Just so you know.
That's it's on the personal side, or is it on RV Travel?
That's on
Buddy?
RV Travel Buddy.
Oh, that's why I don't see it. Okay.
Yep.
I'm on the wrong Facebook.
Yeah,
Thanks
I'm
for
looking
the
at it right now.
Heads up.
You'll see them. It says to you and 15 others, and I don't know if you know any of those people. Terry, Chuck,
No.
James, Dave, Corey,
Okay.
Brian, Marcus. I don't know. I don't want to say their last names for obvious reasons, but yeah.
And of course, my Facebook is just locked up.
Well, somebody may have reported it. I was going to try and flag it. I don't want to turn it off.
Yeah. No, I'll get it. I'm trying to get there. This darn thing would load.
Well, yeah, there's two girl shots of chest and lower extremities. They're covered.
Great. I don't know if I can do it from my phone because I can't get this to work. There we go. Quick, get over there. I'm gonna get it off there. Those aren't pictures of you, is it?
No. God. That would be more offensive than if I was wearing one of those outfits. Yeah, that would not be a good thing. It'd be, oh. She would have called sooner.
Boy, that's weird. Where in the heck are they? I'm not seeing it. It's on
RV Travel
Buddy?
Yep.
Hang in there.
That's the only site that I have linked to you. RV Travel Buddy, yep.
Well, that's really weird because I'm not seeing them on the page. Are they just tags?
No, it says with. It says that you were with them.
Oh, good. That's wonderful.
Do you see them?
I don't
Zoe
see those on.
Lamoa
Honest.
is her name.
You sure this is RV Travel Buddy or is it the forum?
I'm looking right at RV Travel Buddy. Owner of RV Travel Buddy, Rob and Sherry, featuring their RV travels and tips. Thanks for following. Executive Chief Officer at RV Travel Buddy and Chief Executive Officer of Cutting Edge Enterprises LLC. Studied business administration at Green River Community College. Lives in Everett, Washington.
There it is. It's on the personal. I found it. Oh goodness.
Yeah, that's why I was saying.
Turn on. Let's see. Move the tag. That's the first thing. Also want to report this post. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I was going to report it, but you said you were going to take care of it, so.
Yeah, there's two of them. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, we're on a roll here.
That's why.
Well,
you got rid of one. But it's the same person, so I would almost go up into your friends list and uninvite them or unfriend them.
Yeah. Wow. What? Yeah, that was a good catch, people. Glad people are watching out for me. I'll let my daughter know I got them all.
Yeah. Okay, they're clear.
Thank you for help.
I just refreshed. Yeah, they're gone. Huh.
So you say I can actually shut off that tagging stuff? What is?
Yeah. Go up
here.
into There's that down arrow, and then you go into, where is it?
Security?
Go where it looks like a lock and then 3 lines, and then privacy. It'll come up with privacy shortcuts.
Yeah. Oh. Who can see my stuff? Who can contact me? How do I stop someone from bothering me? See more settings.
See more settings, yeah. And then it comes up with a list. You go tag lines and tags. Who can add things to my timeline? And you can put friends and then review posts. Maybe you can change it to off for friends or.
Oh, who can see things? Oh.
Yeah, see, you can edit that all.
You're being a lifesaver.
Well.
So friends of friends and friends of friends. I see. How
Yeah.
can I manage to tag people? Add tagging suggestions. When you're tagged in a post, who do you want to add? I think I got to read through these.
Yeah.
So which one would turn that off?
You can hit that. I mean, friends, evidently you added them to your page if you've got friends highlighted. And then you can turn the review post from friends of tag, and you can have that, turn that to on, and then it'll bring a pop-up and show you before it'll accept the tag.
Is that under who can post on timeline?
Yes. You can enable that, and then it'll ask you before it will let you be tagged on it. So you have to manually go in and approve it before the tag goes into effect. If you hit enable, then
actually,
the
two choices I got, there's only actually 2 choices, is friends and only me.
Yeah, but review post by friends tag, the one underneath it.
Oh, that's the one.
If you turn that to on, then it'll ask you if you accept it or not.
I'm going to enable it.
And that'll get rid of the problem you just had.
Good. Review posts by friends before they appear in a timeline. Just enabled it. Good deal, dude.
See?
Wow.
Still doing tech support.
Yes.
And the only reason I know that is because it came up yesterday, and I went through the whole thing, and I'm like, yeah, I better turn that one on and that one on, and so that shouldn't happen anymore without you clicking yes on it.
That wasn't too cool.
Well, at least we caught it before the rest of the world saw it. Well, hopefully.
So my daughter, this is for my daughter.
There's some naked woman on your page.
Yeah, she goes, I must say your workout progress has been amazing, but I didn't realize retirement would put such financial strain on your pimping to make you pimp yourself. She goes, Dad, you could have just asked for help. Very funny.
Yeah.
I gotta love my kids. Those are off, and it shouldn't happen again. So let's learn.
Well, at least I could help you out.
Yeah, appreciate that. So 2 really nasty. My wife just came in. 2
yeah,
tiki
good thing now and not when the pictures were up.
Showed up.
showed up at the wrong time and
tagged us.
Yeah.
And I didn't know you could do that. But anyway, so Tracy saw him, and then he just helped me change the settings on Facebook. So if somebody tags you, you'll be notified first, and you can say yes or no.
What kind of pictures?
Not much clothes on.
Yes. From
nice.
the neck down.
Welcome to be. Welcome. Yeah. They weren't naked, but it was not the kind of stuff I put on my Facebook.
Okay.
Well.
So, and then
you can back those up at home.
So Aaron helped me go through my settings when I could turn it off, so people, if they tag us, we get a notification first, we can see what it is. Because I really think Aaron did it.
What? I'm not sitting here talking to you all night. How am I going to do that?
Yeah. I'm going to try to
You
put you
don't
on a
listen to my
speaker. So
fuzzy bell anyway.
you're in trouble now.
Oh, no. You'd have been in trouble if Sherry saw that beforehand. What are you doing?
Well, my daughter saw it. That's bad enough.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, look at the dogs. They're
So,
running.
yeah. So, is that echoing too much with the microphone on?
I don't hear
With
it.
the speaker on?
I don't hear it.
Okay.
Lori says it is on this end, but I don't think it's that loud.
You're echoing there too.
Well,
Yeah,
if I had
the
the headphones on,
microphone
you would hear it.
shouldn't-
Wow.
I suppose I should let you go. You probably got through a pack of cigarettes.
No, not quite.
No, not yet. He's working on it.
Oh, yeah, with your help.
There, he just went through a whole one.
Yeah, she threw it away. Thanks, dear.
I've been there, done that. So there's my excitement between tanks blowing up on us, and now I get tagged on my Facebook.
Oh, he's blowing stuff up now?
Oh, his potty tank that he was trying to empty was the 10-gallon koozie.
I was hoping other stuff would.
I think you'd have been better off with a bucket.
I didn't tell you that it exploded towards Sherry, not me.
Yeah, I'm the one who got it.
Oh, Sherry. I'm sorry,
Did
Sherry.
you pick the bucket up and dump it on his head next?
Yeah. I'm not the one with half-naked women on my page either, so.
Wow. Truth comes out. He's a dirty old man.
Yeah, my daughter
Hey,
said I needed money for my pension.
well, you know,
That's
I know you're
the story
trying to
you're
get
sticking to.
100,000 views on a video, but I don't know if that's going to work.
I don't know, that's a little bit. I'm not ready to do that kind of marketing yet.
Yet.
Yeah. That's $1 billion a year business. I
Yeah.
don't have the shape for it.
Okay, Sherry, we're gonna start videotaping the guys with all this.
Can you hear Sherry from now?
What'd
Say
she
hello
say?
for a minute.
Look,
Can
Hello.
you hear her?
Murder.
Yeah.
Cool. Wasn't sure if the mic picked it up or not.
It did. And mine's not quite
nobody's
as.
come to visit our channel today, but we've had a nice conversation. So, is this going to be recorded?
I'm probably going to go and put it up there and then do some editing out of it. I don't think you want that
Yeah.
broadcasted with the pictures on there.
Well, they're not going to see him now anyway. But if
Well,
it
I
helps
know.
people, really, you can shut off.
Well, that could be true too.
You got a fix for it. So. His parents been.
good. Out the way.
Apparently, me and Aaron have too.
Don't get me in trouble.
He can get in trouble on his own.
I
Yeah.
found out they like Gold Rush.
Yeah, we watched that religiously. That and The Walking Dead.
Parker. It's
Parker.
Parker.
There it is. Parker's novels. Yes,
what was I
we
couldn't
couldn't remember.
remember. Oh, dog.
We remembered the other bunch, but couldn't remember Parker's novels for some reason. I don't know.
You gotta remember the old people.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Cinder. What you doing, Cinder? I don't want him. I want you.
Yeah, like where the hell's that coming from? You just got out of bed.
Yeah. For the 50th time today.
Yeah. Only because Mom,
You want a snack, Cinder? You can have a Snickers. I want to go to bed,
That's a
Danny.
That looks like one of her.
Yeah. Poor baby. Oh, Lord, you're going to wake up the dead here.
Anyway, dude, I guess we better go.
Yeah.
It's always nice talking to you.
Same. Oh, sleepy bear.
So, do you have a video coming out this week?
I've got some stuff that's in the works. I haven't actually sat down and done anything with it yet, but I've got a couple different ideas. I was going to do the fan thing today, but the weather wasn't cooperating, and I need some time for that stuff to actually set up. And that die cord needs a little more time than it needs 24 hours. And they were calling for rain later this afternoon, so I was like, no, that's going to have to wait. I want to get the intro out for that new thing, but I've got to get a couple more videos out on the kitchen renovation. It's going to be a long one.
I changed our intro.
Huh?
I changed our intro a little bit.
You also changed the outro too, with you actually talking. And then you've got all the list of what a one of our million sites.
Yeah. Thanks to YouTube, that's why we did that.
Well, actually,
that's
that's
kind of funny. All the time I did it, so did Kaylee. She changed hers too.
Yeah, about the same
About
time.
the same week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and went, yeah, but I'm just trying to keep mine as simple as possible at the end.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit much. I need to talk faster and do a faster one, but I just wanted to see that. I want to look at the analytics of it after a couple weeks.
Well, I know. Keep trying to find the niche. Sometimes that's easier
it's really
said than
easy. Just look at my videos and then look at the titles. And then remember the ones I told you that we're going to change the titles? Go look at the traffic. It's all about the titles, I swear.
Well, that and the storytelling, that's something I've got to work on, is telling a better story, finding, and that's what they were talking about on the video thing too, was to find the storyline in the video and come up with a quick title that explains that whole video based off of that one title. And that seems easy, but trying to come up with that title before you get too far into it, and then when you realize that you put something up there that you shouldn't have, then you got to change the thumbnail. You got to change, and it's just. So sometimes it's better to sit on them for a little, can them for a day or two, and then come back and go, okay, that's what I want to say. But it's the fun part of YouTube, is trying to figure out what works and what doesn't.
The biggest thing I've noticed is a catchy couple of words at the beginning of your title, and maybe a wording. So here's something that'd be interesting is I keep telling you about this Stillhead video, Stillhead Falls. Well, I know it's going to be one of those pretty kind of videos that it's not going to be one of those woohoo, the bomb went off in the RV, you got to watch it type of video. So I used a word in the title that you might, I'm kind of curious to see, since it's kind of a artsy fartsy kind of video, as opposed to, Rob fell off the roof type thing. So I used a word, a really descriptive word in front of the whole thing. So I used breathtaking. So I used the word breathtaking, Stillhead Falls and something or whatever. But I've always kind of just said Stillhead Falls or whatever. That's what I would have normally done. So I'm trying a very descriptive word in front of something that's a little more fluffy, and see if that draws in better traffic.
One of the things that he said was not to put in Steelhead Falls, but to say breathtaking falls. And that was on one of the recent videos. That way you're not exactly specifying, but you're you're saying that it's breathtaking falls.
Yeah. The only reason I don't want to do that is I also want to get caught up in the search engines for people to type in Stillhead Falls.
But you could also,
Does that make
they're
sense?
saying that you can get more traffic because it says falls and it's not specifying just one, is what he was trying to get at, I think, with that. And
Yeah. See, down
can
here,
see
there's a
that.
lot of people. I would agree
I
with
can
you if it wasn't for the fact that there's a lot of people that are looking for Stillhead Falls down here because it's hard to find. So I want to be in a search engine, so I put a lot of emphasis on those keywords. So when people are looking for Stillhead Falls, they'll stumble across
Right.
it, even if they're not RVers. So that was
But
kind of the
you're
reason
also-
why I did that.
But you're also putting that in your description too. Would be Steelhead
yeah.
Falls. You could do that. The hashtag Steelhead Falls. You could just put in Steelhead Falls, and it would still drive them there based off the search engine. But what you're trying to do is get the most amount of views out of it. I think is what he was trying to translate to.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
makes
agree
sense.
with that. I can see both sides of it, but I don't know. You'd have to try it one
disagree
way.
with that.
You'd have to try it
Um,
with two different videos and see which one actually got more hits to see if that really
a true
worked or not.
point. That's true, really true.
And then if it did work, then you'd have to go the other direction and go, okay, for my next video, I want to do this.
Yeah.
But who has time to go do 2 videos of Steelhead Falls? And who's going to want to watch it twice?
I don't know if I could survive another hike down there.
No. So I don't know. It's what works for one person may not work for another. It's finding that glitch, like you keep saying.
If you want to get a kick out of watching some numbers, that's one of the things that I was telling you I was kind of experimenting with
Right.
the videos before that. They definitely performed a lot better. But when I got a fluffy video, I want to find out how I can get people. If I just need to put very analytical kind of like the word breathtaking, descriptive words in it that might draw them in. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if it works.
Well, and then another
know.
thing that I've been using is the EST words, like the simplest, and those seem to help a lot too, especially with some of the DIY stuff that I'm doing. The simplest RV upgrade, the easiest, just things like that seem to help with the ones that I've been doing. But you guys have exploded, and I'm still, I'm the junior of the pack because I'm down at 250, and you guys are all up over 3,000 or 1,000 each. So I don't know.
It's funny. What is it?
But you guys are pumping out the videos too.
And I knew that we'd grow as soon as we hit the road because that's what people were kind of waiting for.
Yeah.
And so we've grown from 800 in December all the way to 11 something now.
And I was at 200 last month, and I'm up to, what was it, 230, I think, this month.
Yeah.
So it's growing. It's just 241 as of today. So it's just, I don't have the time to pump out videos like I really want to, especially in the last 4 weeks. I mean, before I was doing two a week, and that was really pushing a lot, but I had more time to do it.
If we get a chance to get on the phone on a regular phone call, there is a couple of new things I did in the last 2 months that I didn't normally do that might work for some of the endeavors you have coming up. But
okay. Well, it probably won't be until the end of the week before I could get a chance to call you to do something like that. But yeah, I can understand why you don't want to talk about it on this forum.
Yeah, so just because we have some diversity things, but you and I were talking about some of this, of asking these questions to ourselves, like, who are we trying to get to make our list grow. Do
Right.
we want, is it going to be current RVers that are already doing this, or is it going to be ones that you stumble across through other doors? And so that got me stimulated, going, okay, who's in those other, how can I get people to see my videos through other doors that'll bring me a whole new audience? And so that's
Right.
kind of, and that's, I'll just leave it at that. And I'll be happy to share notes with you.
Well, playing with, that's why I keep getting different inputs from different sources, like the dummies guide, because some of that stuff works for other people, and I don't know. It's trying to get it tuned in to what works. And
Yeah.
like I said, that's part of the fun. With the other channel, it was pretty specific, where with RVs, there's so many more different topics to talk about than there is with what I was doing with the angelfish, because the angelfish is more specifically driven. I mean, I've got one video on there that's got almost 30,000 views on it, and I never thought that would even be possible. So it's finding that little niche that will make that one video that brings people in that want to watch more. And that's where telling the stories, I think, will be a lot more helpful with what I'm doing, because I'm really not telling too much of a story. I sit down and I go, okay, today we're going to talk about blah. Well, why are we talking about that? Why don't I talk about some of the history and then build the story up to, and then explain why we did something, and then close it all out? I think would be a better flow to the videos. And it's, I don't know, I've watched videos, I got notes, I got different things that I've typed up, and different notes on different things all over the place, that trying, just want to try something new and try and get the quality and better.
Yeah, the one thing you'll like is once you get your little series done, when you start plugging out normal videos again, you'll find yourself, so many people saying, how did you get started, da da da, same question over and over. You can send people to that mission, like us, we send people to the mission series and say, hey, you know, anytime. And so even if you go to our channel, you'll see that we refer people to the mission series. So and what's good is you can always add on to your series if you don't think it's all complete. You know, it's like Sherry and I, we're going to add one more chapter to the mission series, but it's really been a tool now that we're on the road, because I can tell people, hey, if you want to know how we got here, go back to the mission series. and that's great for replay. You know, it's great for traffic.
And because of the series that I've been doing, I've watched a couple of those, but I don't want to emulate to the point where people actually go, well, you got this from Rob, or you got this from Kaylee, or you got this from the Scotts. I mean, I don't want to repeat some of the same things, but a lot of it's going to be the same, because it's
going to be for your viewers.
Right.
And you're starting to get your own viewers, and so a mission series coming from you means different than, let's say, the mission series for me and Sherry. Our scenario might be different, and people may relate to you differently because of your scenario. So you're not, I think it makes for a nice tool later on to send your followers to say, because once you're on the road, they're always going to say, well, I'm thinking about buying an RV. I go, oh yeah, I remember going through that a year ago. Go watch the mission series and you'll see what we went through. Right. And you get lots of reviews out of that.
But we're already past that point where we got the RV. I was planning on doing something like that too, where I started doing a lot of research on some of the basics, we even talked about it, RV history, the differences between fifth wheels, travel trailers. I mean, you could do videos independently on all that stuff, and have never really seen a comprehensive guide for all of that different type of information. So I had thought about doing some of that. I've pulled a lot of resources together to come up with a basic framework for some of that, but that's kind of gone to the afterburner because I like the idea of the mission series. but we're not in the beginning phases of it, and we're not in the ending phases of it. We're kind of in that median, that center ground where we've already got the RV, and we didn't film any of that because I wasn't thinking of a YouTube channel at that time. I was thinking more of our needs at the time, and not of being educational towards somebody else, because that
You can
couple
still
of
read.
months, I mean, it's just like looking at houses. You look at one, and by the time you get to the last ones you look at, like the fifth or sixth one on the list, and they all start to blend together. So we walk into a floor plan, and it's almost, oh, this is a little bit different. I like this a little bit different than that, and this and that, and all this other stuff. So that didn't really get covered. But the downsizing, or what I call the right sizing, because you're right sizing to your living in an RV, which you don't need a blender, great big kitchen stuff, kitchen appliances, and all, so you just don't have the room for it. So that's some of the things we're going to talk about in that. It's that middle ground. We're not at the beginning phases, but we're not at the end, and we're kind of the different trials and tribulations for us. Like part of the chronicle portion of it.
Yeah. You'll figure it out, but I tell you, it makes for a nice tool.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a good tool for others to use. But that's where I'd like, again, I could refer some of your stuff to it, and some I mean, I don't know, I wish there was a place where we could all put these get us all in a room for like a weekend and say, okay, we're going to make up a set of videos, and we're all going to talk about our different experiences, and we'll just pass the camera around, and you guys talk for a minute, and you guys talk for a minute. And I think that would be a lot more interesting than one of us. I think we get a lot more views pulling it all together and saying here. But that's not, I don't think that's ever going to happen, because we've all spread out for everywhere. So
yeah, and besides, I mean, everything we created in the past is the past. So sometimes it's,
and that's part of the whole thing too, because I got new
I'm gonna try is, as your videos get older, I saw somebody do this, and I thought that's a great idea. So they have so you probably just notice I did 2 weeks in a row a throwback Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So go back in your archives and say, okay, this was kind of either a funny video or kind of interesting, and people will get a kick out of seeing Sherry and I at the beginning back 3 years ago. So I've been throwing some throwback Thursdays from videos that, we got quite the archive. So I'm hoping it kind of rejuvenates kind of, some people's thoughts. And so I don't know if it works or not, but somebody else did it. It wasn't my idea, it was somebody else's idea.
And that's where I've been spending a lot of time with your channel, is that I like to go back and look at some of the older stuff, because then I can see the progress. I can sit and look at when you guys first started out with the Class A, because there's a few videos up there about that. The one with Cinder that had all the hits, that was like, I got pulled into that one. I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this one. Okay, cool. And it's just, and I even do that with some of the videos I've done from the first few that I've done. I go back every once in a while and I rewatch them so that I can go, okay, it's part of that learning curve where I can look at it and go, okay, I should have done this, and I should have done that. And if I would have tried this with the lighting, and then instead of turning up the volume on the video because I didn't have a recorder at the time to make it sound better, well, I could have done this and should have done that. And you learn from yourself too at the same time.
Yeah, you kind of think it's like, oh, I should take those down, but one is it'll mess up your analytics. That's one thing. The other thing is, people like yourself go back and say, these guys are for real. It's like, you go back to old videos and say, they're really stumbling and really trying to figure it out back then. And so you almost trust them a little more, because you say, these guys are really human, and they've really grown as their channel's grown. And so I know that I'd go back to some old videos and go, I wish I could delete that, but I'd mess up. It'd take away the flavor. So we leave it. Um,
Well, that's
there's
the
some
one
that are
thing that
yeah, go ahead.
the one thing I recommend maybe for you is to go back and actually number them, because it's for some people it's easier to go, oh, video number 3 was really really good. Video number 2 was
That's
really
true.
really good, and they don't remember the title of them, but I can always go back and go, oh, what was number 2? Oh yeah, there it is, number 2. Oh, okay, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Like I need
And that's
more of
why,
my titles.
well, and you guys got you got your brand in the title too, and I didn't ever think about doing that. So that was something that I've been looking at, going, oh, do I really want to put the brand name in the title?
Oh well, yeah, we're really working the brand
Yeah, and
more so than ever now.
that's something I've been looking at, going, well, man, they're both doing it. Do I want to do that too? So when you don't even realize that you're teaching me and dragging me along with the journey on the whole production side of it too. So
That's all
I
right.
really need
We
to
like
write.
it.
I really need
I
to
got
write
other.
Kalia a message and thank her for some of the ideas that I've kind of apprehended from her, and I picked up some stuff from you, and it.
And we did actually have that conversation with her when we went to go see something up the RV. What was she showing us when we went over there? Oh, they put the new carpeting in, and we went to go see the carpeting. And I wanted to see that because I've never seen anybody put carpeting in an RV before. And so anyway, we went over there to see the finished product, and we were talking about sharing information. And so I asked her a couple of things, and she goes, she doesn't mind. She really doesn't. She shares if you ask. She's not blurting it out, but if you ask her, she's happy to answer, and she said so. And so I think my question to her was, and is I noticed that she was writing longer descriptions in her titles, in her description area, where I only do 3 to 5 lines, and then the rest of it's link information. She was literally putting a paragraph, and I haven't got to that in my in the academy yet, but she said she picked that up from the YouTube Academy to be more detailed and more keyword oriented in her descriptions, and so that's what she's
And that
been
also
doing.
puts puts a lot more into the search engines too, because we had talked about this once before, and then I started realizing, that's exactly right, and I started doing that too, because of the conversation you and I had. It's like the opening for the blog is usually because I'm doing both. I usually take that opening paragraph that describe what we're getting ready to do, and that's what I throw in on that title, and it's usually sometimes 2 paragraphs depending on what it's talking about, and that has helped immensely too. So
yeah,
I can see that's helped out too. But as far as the install of the carpet, I tore all of this. We had that beautiful, how do I call it? It was a pink, that 80s pink carpet in here, and I hated that with a passion. And we ripped all that out, and we actually put the that silver what's that stuff called? The silver insulation. I put that underneath and used that as a pad, and then put the carpet over the top of it, and that has helped reduce a lot of the cold issues on the floor.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was kind of neat, but I just want to kind of reassure you that I think the good video people like the Scotts, all that, is I think they all know that they had to start out somewhere, including me, where if we can help somebody with anything we're doing, I don't think we really look at it as stealing it. The only time that you probably have any issues is if you're having a trademark issue or something, but or phrases or something. Yeah, but I don't think I think you can relax a little more. At least the people that you're modeling are good people, and I've met them and talked to them, and they talk just like we do. It's like, I hope it can be helpful, but at the same time, even though you got just started out, we're learning stuff from you too. So even
Oh.
though we got a head start. That's all, and you'll be right up there in no time.
Oh, I know. And it with my other channel, it didn't really start happening until I got 100 plus videos, and I realized that. So I'm right at that crossroads of hitting that, but it's
Yeah.
and even there, and that's where I guess that all stems from is because with the fish world is completely different. Most of them are snobbish when it comes to giving out information. They don't want to share information. They want to keep, well, I know these trade secrets and this is why I do well. So they don't want to divulge that information. So now I'm switched over to a different community and people are more open about sharing different things that work for them. Because we were involved
and a lot of things we share is for the 50 to 100 people we may share some of these little tricks that we just talked about. We'd be lucky if maybe one of them will actually do it. So it's one thing to even talk, and it's like for example, I know I should write a paragraph. I'm not doing it yet. I should, but I'm not. So, I mean, even if I talk about some of this stuff on this show and somebody hears it, it's like, great. What's the chances that they'll actually do it?
That's true too.
Yeah. Anyway, I gotta
see
skip
that.
because I got some chocolate pie waiting for me.
Chocolate pie.
Oh yeah.
I see the priorities.
It looks really good. We're gonna take it into Sherry's folks and let them have some too. So
Just keep them away from the
won't have
Oreos,
pie
Jerry.
until I get off. Yeah, no Oreo cake. We've had our share of Oreos. We're off. Yeah. we moved to chocolate pie.
Yeah.
So anyway,
She's gonna
thank
go
you
lock
for
that
hanging
safe.
out.
Oh, as I wish, yeah. It's always great. Just wish I could figure it out to get more people in here, but I think the timing was way off. I'm working on it.
You will. So, like I said, I'm right by your side until you kind of get used to getting it set up and running. I'm right there. I'm not going to run off
That's
on
fine.
you.
I do appreciate it.
No problem. So I just got to remember the 7 o'clock thing. That's my biggest problem.
Well, that's why I keep texting you ahead of time going, okay, here we're getting ready to go.
Good thing. I appreciate it. So anyway, I got to go. Got to go.
All right, Rob, we'll talk to you probably later this week. Give you a phone call, probably text you first, make sure you're not busy.
Just don't call.
All right, my friend, until then.
Don't call when we're watching Gold Rush, though.
Oh, I won't call you because I'll be watching it too. All right, my friend, we'll talk to you next week. All right,
take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Boom.